Hey everybody, so today I'm going to be playing Buried. So I hope you enjoy. Alright, so let's continue. Is that a hobbit hill? is, is a hobbit gonna come walking out? It's a small building, sort of like a mixture of a shack and a bunker. It looks to be made of concrete, but moss, weeds, and plain old erosion also make it look sort of mystical. It looks like something out of the demented version of a medieval fantasy movie. Yeah, a Hobbit Hill. Part of me wants to go back for Dennis. Seeing this eerie building in the middle of nowhere makes me yearn for company. It makes me feel like a little kid that is spooked of that old abandoned house at the end of the street. Plus, that ringing noise that happens every once in a while. I think it's coming from this building. I'm ransacking my brain, trying to remember if I've seen this before. But I haven't. I'm sure of it. It hasn't been here until now. Is Frank in there? Or Joe? They can't be, but then again, they aren't anywhere out here. Looking inside the building is certainly more appealing than walking through the woods for a mile with an aching knee. I find that I'm a little scared when I take my first few steps towards the building. The first thing I see is a sturdy metal door, closed shut. Let's be polite and knock. Feeling a bit strange, I rap on the door a few times. It creaks and echoes with a tough, metallic sound. After hearing no response, I turn the handle and open it, surprised that I encounter no resistance. The door opens easily, even though I hear the click of a lock. Looking closer, I see that it locks from the outside. Is someone trying to keep somebody from leaving? Stretching out in front of me is a small interior to match the outside. The building is totally empty. There's a concrete floor and dingy, featureless walls. There are no windows, giving the place an even more isolated feel. Still, I hear the ringing noise coming from somewhere in here. It's louder now, more prominent. The interior seems confining at first, but a small set of concrete steps leads about 5 feet down, revealing a long corridor. Can I go back and get Dennis? Excuse me. Ooh. Can I not go back and get Dennis? Crap. It's a massive corridor. In fact, like I'm in some kind of building underground. It seemed to go on forever. This corridor is quite dark, lit only by emergency lights spaced every 10 feet or so. I assume I'm now underground because this corridor extends far beyond the limits of the building I entered. I realize that someone might not appreciate me finding me here. Just tiptoe quietly. I feel like a ghost, like I truly have no business being here. I move slowly, my feet not making a sound. If anyone is in here, I want to make sure they don't hear me. I tiptoe forward softly as I can. Just coming into view at the end of the hallway is another set of concrete stairs leading further down to the depths of the earth. I can still hear the ringing noise every so often, coming from somewhere in here. I look around to the concrete stairs, wondering just how far down they go. I approach the stairs, and as I take my first steps down, I get a sense that I'm crossing some sort of line here. There may very well be no going back. Crap, yeah, I'm not going to be able to go back and get Dennis. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. As I head down the stairs, I notice that they looked aged. The damned ringing noise is somewhere below, louder than ever. I feel like I'm walking down into the cellar of a haunted house, the light becoming scarce as the stairs take a slight turn. I can feel the temperature drop. As I keep moving down the stairs, my mind seemed to lock in on the unknown fate of the rest of my crew. Frank is married and I have met his wife a few times, a nice woman with a huge laugh. My heart sags a bit when I realize I might never again get to hear him belting out classic rock tunes during lunch break. Joe, well, I don't know too much about him. He's 22-year-old, is considered community college. His folks are deadbeats, so he's been providing for himself since the age of 16 or so. Out here in the woods, regardless of the background or ages, I'm responsible for them. Whether frequenting the local bar after a long day or while away from their families on this risky job, I'm responsible for them. Maybe I can still find them and still get to hear Frank singing in his deep, baritone voice after a few too many drinks. I slowly stick my foot out and search for the next step. I can't help feeling like a child as a very powerful fear seizes me. I'm expecting the monster to reach out of the darkness, slicing into my throat. Well, you're giving me the correct vibes. After what feels like forever, we come to the bottom of the stairs. I'm closer to the source of the ringing noise now. A door sits securely in the wall and looks just out of place where down here as I feel. A sliver of light seeps through, illuminating the area. The door has what looks like a panel with lots of labels and lights. Small embossed print above the panel says Level 01 Entrance Gate, Transport Sector. And there's a button with no label. What? Okay, if it doesn't have a label, I don't know what it would do, so let's inspect the panel. The panel looks like a diagnostic or alert system of some kind, each label meant to connect with some status, communicate with some status. Lockdown engaged, experiment in progress, shutdown engaged. Those all appear to be off, but one of the phrases has a slowly blinking red light next to it, the only powered light on this whole thing, abnormally entity breach. No, what the hell? I slowly push the door open and more lights pour in as I walk through. As I do, that ringing or beeping or whatever the hell is gets a little louder. The door closes behind me with a click. At this moment, I can't help but think that Dennis is back up there on the surface. What is going on up there? Why did that bulldozer turn over? What was it that knocked us out? I hope I haven't left him in a dangerous situation. It probably seems safer up there than it is down here. I had been so preoccupied with my own fear I had nearly forgotten about the ringing noise that had become just background noise. I take a few more steps and can now see where I am. It makes no sense, yet another thing that simply seems out of place. The shapes and muttered colors of metal are easy to identify, but it just doesn't belong here. That's the end of chapter 1. I feel like that was kind of short. I'm just getting shivers down my spine. Respect the dead. You and 64 players pulled Tony's body out from under the bulldozer. Secrets. You and 76 players were upfront with Dennis about Tony's death. Trust. You and 55 told him that you believe his story. Curiosity. You and 75 players went to investigate the ringing sound. Teamwork. You and 36 of players decided to leave Dennis behind. Oh, gosh. Honestly, I think I might go... Nope, I have to stick with my choice. I could reset the game and bring Dennis with me, but maybe I'll save that for like a second playthrough to see how different it is with Dennis. So for now, we are just gonna stick with leaving Dennis at the surface. Honestly, if what that thing said about an entity breach, whatever the entity is, I hope it's not up on the surface. If it's just down here, well then Dennis is safer up there, and hopefully somebody notices that the accident happened and somebody shows up to rescue him. But we'll just have to figure that out, and maybe like a second playthrough, see what's different if I bring Dennis with me. Got some time. We can begin chapter 2. At the next continue, we will stop. This looks like a freaking, like, underground subway. We're standing on a thin platform that looks like a fancy subway. The rails look well used, but not old. But it's just me. There are small overhead lights that are very dim, as if they're running on emergency power. The dim overhead lights are a blessing. The size of the place makes you feel vulnerable. Staring ahead, the tunnel seems to be endless. It's almost dizzying. But there's a small light further ahead, and then a space that breaks the monotony of the tunnel's curved surface. Another platform, maybe? This understanding comes with a very strong sense of trespassing. I am definitely not supposed to be here. If I'm not supposed to be here, I'm gonna stay silent. I keep my mouth shut. I don't understand what kind of situation I'm in, so there's no need to alert whoever might be here, especially if an entity is around. reality of what I'm seeing is sinking in. Whatever this place is, it reaches way underground. That seems impossible to me, making anything that's on the other side of this tunnel dangerous as far as I'm concerned. But of course I'm going to go on. Human curiosity is going to see to that. Also, the ringing noise is louder down here. It's much more solid now, and there's some other sound. Something like the faint hum of machinery. I can go either left or right. The left is slightly lit, the right not so much. This makes me uneasy because I get the sense that one wrong turn in a place like this and I'd be wandering for hours. Looking each way, I jerk my head right as I hear the unmistakable sound of someone walking. Footsteps. Did I really hear someone? Or something? I wonder as my eyes strain to see anything. I wait a moment, but the sound doesn't come again, so those are my options. To the left are flickering lights, indicating that I'll at least be able to see. There's a hum of machinery, a sign of life. To the right is just darkness, but I also heard footsteps in that direction. Yeah, I'm not going right if it's dark and I hear footsteps, because that could be the entity that the panel was talking about. So, okay, left are flickering lights, but flickering lights are incendiary. There's also hum of machinery. Let's go left. You decided to head left, and to the lights. Seems smart to stay in the light. Left it is. Alright, well here's the next continue. Like I said, we're just going to continue until the next continue. How many times am I going to say continue the same sentence? Who knows? Anyways, hope you guys are enjoying this playthrough of Buried. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.